What happens when a production system goes down at 2 a.m.? A payment service stops working, users cannot complete transactions, and alerts start firing everywhere. What does a DevOps or SRE engineer do at that moment? They wake up, they open dashboards, start checking logs, metrics, recent deployments, infrastructure, networking, and somewhere inside thousands of lines of logs, they try to find the root cause. This is the reality of modern DevOps. With this, hello everyone, I am Chandrasekhar. Welcome to the AI SRE Engineer series. There will be 10 episodes in this series, and in this journey, we will build an AI powered SRE system from very scratch and explore how AI is changing the way we manage modern infrastructure. We will compare traditional DevOps workflow with AI powered workflows and gradually build capabilities like incident analysis, root cause detection, troubleshooting, automation, and finally remediation. So let's start building the future of DevOps with AI. As we know, systems are no longer simple applications which are running on a single server. Today we have microservices architecture, Kubernetes cluster, distributed databases, multiple cloud environments, CI/CD pipelines which runs almost every minute. And each of these systems produces massive amount of data. They produces logs, metrics, traces, events, alerts. The problem is actually too much of data is present at this point. The real pain point is when an incident happens, engineers don't have a clear starting point. They ask questions like, what changed recently? Which service is failing? Is it infrastructure or application causing this problem? Is it CPU or memory or network issues? Where exactly is the failure? And to answer these questions, these engineers manually jump across tools. They use Grafana for metrics, Kibana for logs, Kubernetes dashboard for pods. They use GitHub for recent changes, and so on and so forth. This process is slow, repetitive, and certainly stressful. And during this entire time, this is the painful part. System is down, users are affected, and certainly business is losing money. Engineers are under huge pressure. This is why incident response is one of the most critical parts of DevOps. Now let's introduce AI into this system and see the magic. AI models today are capable of understanding natural language, logs, and structured system data. That basically means instead of a SRE or a DevOps engineer manually reading logs, we can now give this to an AI system and just put a prompt. What is the root cause of the problem? AI can act as a first responder to this prompt. It can read logs instantly, understand error patterns, correlate multiple signals, compare with past occurrences of similar type of incidents, suggest probable root causes also, which completely changes workflow. The traditional workflow was alert comes in, engineer investigates, they check logs, they find root cause, and then they apply fixes, or maybe they try to restore the previous working version. What is the AI powered flow? Alert comes in, that is not going to change. AI analyzes logs this time. AI identifies root cause. Engineer will just have to validate the root cause because AI can make mistakes. There is no doubt in that. And finally, fix is applied after engineer's validation. This is not just a simple automation. This is a shift from manual debugging of SRE or DevOps engineer to intelligent debugging, which is done by AI agents. Instead of replacing engineer, what AI is doing, they are removing repetitive work. Engineers no need to spend minutes or hours searching for logs. They can just spend few minutes, maybe 2 3 4 or 5 minutes, validating the output which AI has generated and fix the issue. So the real question is not whether AI will be used in DevOps, but how fast AI will become the standard practice in production system, which is going to happen very soon. And this is exactly what AI ops is solving for us. In this series, I will help you to understand what AI ops actually means and how it works in a real system. In this series, we will look at what we are going to build. Now let's try to understand that with the architecture which we are going to talk about. We will be understanding it with the workflow. Let me just quickly open the architecture which we'll be talking about in this entire session, in this entire series. So now, as you can see, this entire architecture is divided into multiple layers. The first layer is going to be the production application layer. This layer represents the applications which is running in a real production environment. In modern companies, these applications usually run inside Kubernetes. Why Kubernetes? Because modern applications are distributed, they are scalable, and also they get updated frequently. And this is where Kubernetes helps. Kubernetes helps with deploying applications by scaling applications. They restart all the failed containers or pods. Also, they help us to manage infrastructure very quickly, very smoothly. Now, there could be multiple problems with this. What the problem could be, maybe payment service pod. For an example, we have one service pod, which is payment service pod. It is failing connection with database. Now, the application team, the application also starts failing because the database connection is failing. Now, information needs to be collected. This is where our next layer comes, and the next layer is observability. But first, let's understand what all are the tools we are going to use in our first layer, which is the application layer, where application is getting deployed. So we'll be using in our series, we'll be using kind to launch cluster. You can use minikube also, you can use kubectl, you can use helm, whatever it is. We'll be using kind to keep it very easy to launch. There are multiple paid versions or paid applications or paid tools also, like you can use AWS EKS, Azure AKS, Google GKE, or OpenShift, but these will incur certain charges. We'll try to keep it lower cost as possible so that you can deploy it pretty much easily. You can have your own playground. The layer 2, which will generate logs for the problem which we are talking about, wherein pod lost connection to databases, will be observability layer. Now this production application will certainly generate logs, it will generate metrics, it will generate events. What is happening inside the system will be captured there in the log. Log will tell us what happened, when it happened, error messages which it has generated because of those failures. Also, it will tell about application behavior. We can use certain tools, stacks in this layer as well, such as Prometheus, Grafana, Loki is there. We do have ELK stack. We do have Fluent Bit. OpenTelemetry is there. We are going to use Prometheus and Grafana as a part of our series demo. There are certain paid tools also, such as Datadog, New Relic, Dynatrace, Splunk Cloud. But like the way I said earlier, we are going to keep it as low cost as possible. So we are going to use all the open source free tools. Now the layer 3 comes where AI SRE agent will be introduced, and this is going to the brain of the system. The AI SRE agent receives logs, it receives metrics, events, alerts, and also it will generate documentation for us. This AI analyzes application logs, infrastructure metrics, all the recent changes which has happened, any of the previous occurrences of similar kind of incidents. We'll be using certain technologies behind it, such as for programming, we'll be using Python, Fast API will be used, AI models like OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, AWS Bedrock is also there, Olama. Local models could also be used to perform quite the similar things. We can have some agent based frameworks also, such as LangChain, LangGraph, Llama Index is also there. We'll be using open source versions itself. We can use Olama, Llama 3 as well, Mistral, LangChain, but we'll be using the open source as the series proceeds. As we will go into our further episodes, we'll be talking more and more about which all tools to use and how the tools is getting introduced. Now, after this, the next layer will be the data source layer, or you can say the layer we will actually will have the root cause analysis. The first output of AI will be what actually caused the problem, and this is the main thing where DevOps engineer or SRE spend more of time to analyze the logs. This is going to save the AI series, AI SRE agent is going to save engineers from manually searching those hundreds of lines of logs. And also, it's going to suggest fixes as well. The AI does not just identify problems, but it also recommends what action you can take to mitigate or solve the problem. At this stage, AI is going to assist engineer in finding the fixes. Human approval is still important. We are not going to proceed to resolve the issue without human approvals because, like the way I said, AI can make mistakes. And finally, you have to have a report as well. So incident summary will also be there. This report will further be shared with multiple stakeholders by using notification layers. The final step will be to communicate the report with stakeholders, managers, everyone who is concerned about this failure. AI sends information to engineers by using Slack API, Microsoft Teams, email, Jira, PagerDuty, ServiceNow could also be there. We'll be using for incident and alerting certain again freer version of tools like Zabbix is there, Nagios is there, Prometheus Alert Manager is there. We'll be talking about that. Now, let me quickly introduce you with the GitHub repository where most of our code will lie. So this is the GitHub repository. You can fork this repository. This repository will contain all the updated code, everything. I'll keep on updating the documentation in this readme.md file as well. In this, everything which I spoke about today is present, and certainly, like the way I said, as we will proceed, I'll keep on updating this. So thank you for watching episode 1 of the AI SRE Engineer series. If you want to follow this complete project, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I bet you won't regret it. And join me in upcoming episodes. In next episode, episode 2, we will build our first AI DevOps assistant using Python and using LLMs. See you in our next episode. Thank you very much.